I feed a lot of the fish. I mean, even though I don't really need to, I try to just to get them pretty much kind of used to being.
Yeah. No, that's. I mean, obviously, you know, I love guppies, but
yeah.
I definitely need more of this in my life.
This one is Limia neurofasciata. I think there's 1 or 2 pairs in there.
Yeah, I see some fry at least. Yep.
These are albino paradise.
Nice. Have you gotten any babies, like any bubble nests going?
I don't know from these. I haven't seen any fry, but there's albino, there's blue, albino, and blue. And the 2 blues do have fry in them.
Nice. Are you gonna try and keep them out year round? Does it stay warm enough?
It'll get too cold.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow, these albinos are so nice.
Yeah, the albinos are fun.
Yeah.
Look at the tails on those.
Yeah, these guys usually you can see fry, but still kind of not that much light, so you might not see them. I know the 2 blues definitely have fry in them because I just saw some the other day. These have actually spawned, like, there's 3 pairs in each one, and so there's actually been at least 3 spawnings in this one for sure.
How many gallons roughly do we think? Like
I'm guessing
40, 50?
I'm guessing right around 40.
Okay, yeah.
So this is what I used to do, is I imported stuff like this.
Oh.
So these are glazed ones from China.
Yeah.
So I used to use them for water features at work all the time.
Sure.
Built ponds at my work. So
Yeah.
Figured, you know, I don't know when I'm going to get some more, and they're kind of expensive. I might as well snatch them.
Yeah, if you're not importing them, they're going to be real expensive for you. Yeah, this is fun.
Tomatillo, because I used to have tomatillos back here. So
And these guys, for whatever reason, the blue ones are a lot more skittish than the albinos. So I don't know if it's...
The only thing I could think of is a lot of time albino fish have worse eyesight, so maybe they don't see you coming as much.
That's kind of what I thought. But when I feed them, oh, there's a fry right there.
But normally what I have is I have like this kind of plant.
You can see them straight down
We're
below.
seeing all glare here.
Yeah.
Planted on top.
Yep. You're right above them.
Nothing but glare, but I believe you.
It said this year it
A lot of times they hang out like
volunteered
in
wherever one I
here.
didn't pick last
Usually
year,
what I'll... Oh, there's one right
and
there.
it
Oh yeah.
grew up. And then
Yeah, right there.
herb garden
A lot of times what I'll do is I'll
apparently I didn't rip out all the
take a
fennel.
mirror and put it in there and check for bubble nests underwater.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
smart. I never thought about that. Because, yeah, like, you know, right under this leaf probably is a perfect,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Like we put them in here, and then a week later, my wife was topping off the ponds because they're all pretty low right now. So what I did was, she put her hands in there, and then one of the bubble nests came out, and so once it squirted out from under the leaf, that was only a week after we had picked them up. I was pretty surprised. So I was like, okay, no more disturbing the surface from now on. So.
Do you have to bring the lilies in, or they overwinter for you easily enough?
Usually they'll winter over.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they'll die back.
And so you have to put, is the cover you had on here for predators or for shade cloth?
For shade. Because
Okay.
now what happens is the pot itself will radiate a lot of heat. It'll absorb a lot of heat. It'll heat the water pretty well. So a lot of times if I shade the pot alone, it'll keep the temp a little bit more controllable.
I want to go over here and look at like the swordtails and stuff. I just think this is so cool, these ponds.
Pretty much the sword, so there's pies in this one. I don't know if you're going to see it. There's only 2 solar flares that I put in there.
I saw them earlier.
There's no fish in this one.
I love the double stacking. Why aren't I double stacking ponds? I haven't gone vertical yet, which clearly means I don't have enough ponds yet.
Exactly.
Because I'm not even going vertical. I saw them in here earlier, but they're not.
Usually they hang out along the corner. And
I can see.
They'll spook off. There's like one goldfish
right
in there
right
too. There's actually white clouds in this one. There's some platies in here.
Nice.
There's some Sankey swords over there.
Oh yeah, should swim by.
So I think this one.
Do you have to buy the water hyacinth every year, or is it?
No, I haven't bought hyacinths in forever.
Nice. See, it definitely dies off for us.
So this one, I don't know if it's got anything left in there right now.
Sweet, you got like a water bug.
Oh yeah, no, I get all kinds of stuff. I gotta watch out for predator bugs.
Do you get any like newts or anything like that? Like we get that.
I do have like some newts and some salamanders that come around. Usually they hang out like underneath the grass. So that one has Dianne in it.
Ooh, nice.
pretty murky right now.
I bet when the sun hits it just right, it's amazing.
Yeah, you can see them.
Yeah.
This one has the Sankei swords in it. Sankei
Nice.
boys. Yeah, it's so dark, it's hard to...
Mm-hmm. Well, that's, you know, Yannick the whole time. It's gonna be so hot and sunny. And then here we are.
And then it's overcast. So the city here,
They love this wood right here because this wood is cracked all the way through the
Oh, yeah.
middle. And then that's another thing you do is you get one of these needle ferns or one of the ferns to start growing heavy.
Yeah.
And I just cleaned it, so I just pulled all the little
Yeah.
growths. And then what I do is I thread them on a dowel,
Oh, wow.
and then I attach the dowel.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
And the dowel will eventually disintegrate because it's this.
Yeah, much finer, like, not
Yeah,
finer
soft.
wood, but yeah.
And so
Soft.
it'll disintegrate and but that's he's like, you're kind of crazy, but I'll sit there and and I take the next little
Yeah.
rhizome and I'll thread
It
it through the
works.
leaves, and I can make those, and I made those and a couple other ones in probably about 30 minutes or so.
Matching out.
And I could probably make it prettier, but really, really light. It's for my tanks. I just want all my fish to have little plants, and except for those 8, they're Anubis.
Yeah. Sometimes we'll do that. You got a lot of these.
Yeah. I got some from Oddball.
Yeah, Eric.
So I got his 400s, his 333s, and his 107s.
Okay.
And
What are the 107s? I don't know. I know the other two off the
They're
top
the
of my head.
they're the 183s or 184s.
Oh, like the Starlight bristle?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So I got those, and we got them to full size, and they were just starting to cave up, and that was one of the days, one of the times we had a pH.
Right.
It was one of the tanks we changed when the pH took a dump,
Dang.
and we lost all of them. So I had 6 gorgeous, ready to breed, and lost them all, and I
Nothing
haven't had
worse.
the heart to do it again.
Yeah.
But the 333s are in there. But I went to our wholesaler, and I've been buying like 4 at a time, wild caught.
Yeah.
And so we had all these 10s back here, 333 wild caught. And one day we just walked in there, looked in there, checking them out. Eggs.
Wow.
And we're like, oh, crap. So we had 3 tanks, plus I had them up here at the time, ones from Eric.
Yeah.
So we're like, why do we have all these 10s of
Yeah, the same fish, yeah.
So we put them in there, and literally it was like, I might as well have said, okay,
Yeah.
train.
Here's 10,000 eggs,
Yeah, I mean, because that tank is like fertile myrtle tank. Like literally, you're always going to have. And this one particular, this is, the machine here. He's constantly, he will have fry and eggs pretty much nonstop in there. The only thing that we've realized is that the males can be pretty greedy with the females.
Yeah.
And we've lost one beautiful large female because they were fighting to keep her in the tank or in the cave.
Yeah, they'll just trap her in
And then they were
forever.
fighting, like we found one time when one male was trying to pull her out of a cave, the other male was trying to keep her in the cave. We lost her because they literally stripped her.
Yeah.
But I'm like, sometimes fish are kind of rough fun.
Oh, like goldfish in particular. Oof. What do you guys do for quarantine? Because all the fish look super healthy.
So we put them. This is why we have the glass tops are very limited. They're basically just now to protect the homemade light strip that we have. Because every time we get fish, we're like, oh. So a new tank, new quarantine, quarantine that tank, and then that tank. It's supposed to be a quarantine tank, but then it becomes that tank.
That's what I do too. Yeah.
So then, and we've moved. This is grown.
Yeah.
Really quickly. Yeah, he's really considering he's all I can give up another this much by this much. So he wants to do possibly another 3 20s longs and then another 2 racks of 10s over there, and he wants to do 100-gallon tower so he can have the
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
and so that'll hopefully be
Yeah, because
hopefully
getting in
that'll
water.
be the end of the expansion, because we're really, the more he says it's okay, I'm not going to stop him, because I'm like, that's more fish I can have.
Right.
Those are more types of cories I can potentially, you know. And like, these are like, we're like really,
Those are samurai grows?
yes.
Yeah.
So we get them. See, look at that male. Oh, isn't he gorgeous?
Yeah.
So we get them, we quarantine them because, you know, our supplier gets them in, they're wild.
Oh yeah.
So we get them, we quarantine them, we get them going, and we'll say like a month goes by, they're eating the food, and then all of a sudden, one by one.
Yeah, they can get real finicky on you.
And so we'll be down to one, and we're like, all right, well, we're done. That's it. We're gonna put him in, we'll find a soft water tank, and he's just gonna live out his days as the last of his kind. Because it's heartbreaking to watch these things after you've done all the work. Then we go back to the fish supplier, and he's got a new batch. And we're like, and of course, we're like, yo, because you know, you're just, you just got to do it at least once, make it work. So he hit him again. So Mr. Lonely, it's always one.
Yeah.
Gets a group of friends, and hopefully they all make it. Now we've already had one commit Harry. There's a little hole right here, and we found him here dried.
There's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, so that's our feed hole for them, and apparently we didn't feed them fast enough. These were bycatch.
Okay.
And one of the suppliers, they had them in with like.
Yeah, I've never seen that one.
There's the majority of them are Stenocephalus. Then there's I think like 2 septennials, and then there's 2 one that can be either one of some 2 names that I don't ask me to remember because there's so many different names. But he's kind of like a white Smani, but looks like them. He's got the green patches.
Yeah.
So the septennial is this guy with the stripes on his tail that you can see the back of him, but not the. And then the Stenocephalus are the ones that are.
Yeah.
You could tell because they have a nice, like it's almost like a triangle green on each side. And they're cool little fish. And then we have the Corydoras spilotus.
Yeah.
Now these are like, they're like fleas.
Yeah.
If you have them in one tank, you have them in all tanks. They have literally migrated from their aquariums to other aquariums.
Just on plants or what?
No, they leap out.
Okay.
So we try and seal them. So we had a bunch of babies in here. I don't know if there's any left in here.
Yeah.
So these are swords that I was growing out, and we didn't put a top on, which we should have.
Yeah.
And we had Corydoras fry growing out here. So if you look, there's one of the Swordtails.
Yeah.
I didn't put him there. So he's over here now, and I think there's an Corydoras or 2 in here. There might be an Corydoras or 2 in a couple of these tanks. There's Corydoras now and down in these tanks. There's Corydoras now in these tanks. See them? And that tank. They're in that tank. I mean, they literally jumped out and just traveled. So now, we knew with the adults, because when they get into spawning, they get so crazy that they'll literally fly out of the top of the tanks.
Yeah. The adult fly.
Dude, are these simless, like full grown? Aren't they like, they say smaller like a panda almost, right?
No, they're pretty big. The females are pretty big in there.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't get that big. No, we've got a couple like beefcake females in there that don't look.
Oh, wow, yeah. In the back there's that one giant one, yeah.
And there's,
They recently laid eggs.
yeah, we have babies from them right now. And then there's another bycatch, like Borneo sucker looking
Yeah.
hill stream loach. He was in with the normal, the normal hill stream with the spots.
Yep.
we found him and we were like, okay, we're not really in the market for him, but we'll take him. We weren't looking for that when we showed up, but
Once you get so many in there, then they kind of...
Header and Formosa, my favorite thing that I don't do anything with. I keep them, but
and for the most part, like, I just like having fish swimming above the quarries.
yeah.
So I try not to get ones that are going to so much predator the eggs, but
There's a lot of pencil fish I see,
yeah. I want these to spawn.
Well, who doesn't? Yeah.
I mean, look at them.
Yeah.
And they do all the behaviors, like the males will flash at each other and they'll do the spinning around trying to like eat,
Do you have to get the pH like down in the 5s, or will they do it in the 6s?
I've had them say that the 6s are fine, but apparently they like overhanging roots and plants, and so we're gonna possibly move them and put them in a tank where I
wonder if you could just spawn them outside with all the water hyacinth.
But it's such a, you know, they're not cheap and it's hard.
Oh, they're not cheap.
And you know, you get them to where they're healthy, and I'm like, we're gonna put them outside.
Yeah.
And then what if the birds decide those redfish look mighty tasty? And so that's my fear. Is like we're gonna put them outside, and either they're gonna get sick or something's gonna eat them. Because I really like them.
Do the Danios spawn in the marbles for you over here?
Yeah.
Nice. I can see a female going around right now.
And the males, man, when they're in mood, man, they're just so gorgeous looking. Like I haven't seen photos of them, of the colors that they kick out. And then these red lizards that are in here.
Oh yeah, the red lizard cats.
Yeah, they're in there. I mean, there's a ton in there too. You just can't see them right now. If I feed them, they'll come. They all come to the front. My friend calls them the bearded warriors. Inside. But I also like a lot of the tanks we keep fish that nobody else wanted anymore.
Sure.
And so we have a lot of, we see like hunchbacks and.
Have you gotten any fry out of the bumblebees yet?
No. So the guy who talked, he knows this. They know his name. He talked about them, but he and his friend are the only two who have been able to spawn them supposedly. So these are my latest inventions trying to see. They've gone in there and they've done the act. I gotta modify them. I think I've got too much light
Could be.
where the green is. So I got a different kind of green that I'm gonna use that's a little shorter and softer. And then I'm gonna try and cover up the top of the containers so that it's darker.
Yeah.
And see if that doesn't help, because I think it's too much light. Because literally, if you show light in there, they freak out. But they're all under. If you look down here, they're under the filter. Let me see if I can get light.
I gotta keep stuff in there. They're a lot worse than
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so they're in there, and then they're in this my fern ball.
Yep.
They're inside that. So not only do they hang out under the filter and in this little pot that I cut and flipped over.
I'm surprised you haven't fell into the trap of the wood cats yet. Like you're almost there with fish you can barely see.
I know. It's hard. Because I do like some.
Yeah.
And I would, but I'd have to like give up something else because they probably predate the eggs.
Oh yeah. They'd have to get their own tank.
Yeah. And I have to make another tank. And you know, I'm going through right now and figuring out who I don't want. Like, so I really want.
Yeah, you just pick favorites. You go, okay, here's my. You know, you have to. If you have 60 tanks, you go, well, what's my top 50? Because I want new fish.
Like the San Juans. We'll probably take those to auction one day because they're adult, they're ready. I'm just not. I got them because they were the only oddball at a mom and pop shop. And I have a tendency, if we go to a mom and pop shop, and Carlos always laughs because if we go to a mom and pop fish shop, I have to buy something.
I'm the same way.
I feel like even if I have nothing I like, I will go to their freezer and I'm like, do they have fish food that I can buy? Because I'm just like, I have to buy. So you'll see, like, I've got fish food over there because if they don't have frozen, then I'll buy. If they have something I'll buy that I'll actually use, I gotta buy it because I gotta at least do one purchase.
I do the same thing. I figure if I'm gonna like jam up your store for an hour and look at everything you have, Really? I should buy something.
And that's what that was.
So people always laugh at me because I know I own a store, and here I am buying it. Like, can't you get that? I'm like, yes, but it's more awkward to go, here's $10, thanks for letting me look. I may as well buy something.
You know, because he's got the wholesale account, so we can go to our local wholesale. It's not local, it's Cambridge. It's like a forever drive for us, but we do it almost every other week. But we can get pretty much whatever we can get them to order us stuff. But I still would I still like going on Aquabid and buying it from the people who bring it home. And I still like going to mom and pop shops and buying stuff. So that's where I got the San Juans, is we went to a mom and pop shop that, you know, they don't have, they have, you know, your basic, mostly bread and butter, and they have a lot of cichlids, African cichlids, which we don't have room for in no way whatsoever. So we bought their oddball Cory that I was like, well, we don't have those, let's go ahead and get those. And now that I've raised them up, I'm like, and I'm done. And there's also like some red line.
Okay, yeah, like the Meleotenia.
Yeah. So, not the orange laser, but the red, they only have it on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Like I got those. It's just depending on where I was, where we were.
That's the joys of fish keeping. Ooh, that looks cool. I should bring it home.
And I feel good about it because then at least I feel like I gave them some sort of business for the day. That they probably bought those Corys thinking, oh, they're never going to sell at this price.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Hopefully they didn't buy a bunch more because...
Yeah, finally we sold them. Like, yeah, they came in yesterday and then they bought.
Yeah, no, it's I've never seen it.
I'm guessing she's down.
She's underneath them right now.
Yeah, they're spawning right now.
Yeah. But she will. She's a hand. Apparently, she likes to be hand fed, which I enjoy doing. But if you don't have food in your finger, when she wants it, she will take your finger.
German blue ram fry. Longfin gold and Ananias Corys. Concolor stir-bys, Paleatus.
I don't know if the dollar.
Oh yeah, we'll have to fry in there, but way in the back.
That's Carl's. That's his project.
Super red bristlenose fry. Super red calico. And albinos. Not bad. Cranking them out in these 10s. Or maybe they're only 5s even, I think. Yeah, 5s. So this is some of the hot rods I'll do to sponge filters and put the tube in the directional flow. Works out really well.
Not happening. And this, oh, they're not out. These are from the guy Chuck. I can't think of his last name right now. He's a Plecos breeder on Aquabid.
Oh yeah.
These are his midnights, which he's out. You'd see, they're undescribed, so he calls them midnights. They're not one of the 1/8s. Yeah. 0 to 1/8 whatever's. But when they're out, they're like thick, stout, bushy nose, like tall, wide.
Weird.
Beefy, but short and stout, like just he's Mr. Sexy in there. But my problem with them is every time I get them from him, and my males died, so I had 2 females, and the 2 males didn't make the shipping.
Of course
so I had 2 females, so waited forever with these 2 females for him to have more available, and then he puts more on, and I ordered from him, and I said, can I really get a male? Because the last time I got them from you, the males died, and I had these 2 females. And we got the male, and literally the male went in there, and the females jumped in, and eggs, and the female. And I was like, no! And the male, of course, was young.
Yep, couldn't fertilize them.
He booted out the eggs because he had no idea what to do with them.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you kidding me? So then I bought a bunch of babies from him. Or not a bunch, like 3. And I was like, let's see how the odds are with this. Maybe one of them will be a female and I'll have it for the male.
Yeah.
And then he had that one male for sale and it was just this huge male. And I was like, I'll take him.
Nice.
So he came in and of course my other ones grew up. They're male. So I'm like, it's either male or female in this tank. And eventually I'm going to get them because I really like them. I mean, if you could see them, you'd see why, because they're actually really nice looking.